All right. Good morning, everybody. So it looks like until I get my, you know, internet Wi-Fi signal correct back at home, I'm gonna have to go ahead and do the video the old-fashioned way, which is to make a video and simply upload it. So that's what you're looking at now. If you guys have been following me, I've been doing basically something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and that is to actually show the specific tools that you know that I guess most of us are using and some of us are not using, and that is Strong's. And what we're not using are the other lexical tools that I am slowly introducing as the series continues. This is long overdue. Please watch part one. Now, part two, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to show you exactly how people misuse Strong's, and one of the number one key ways that they misuse it is through root word fallacies. Now, we're going to listen to a wonderful debate dialogue that my big bro G Konsciousness did with these other professing Hebrews, and we're going to explore Acts chapter 10, and we're going to look at how he's using this word and what tool that he's using to actually show what this word means, and we're going to show how he's actually misusing all these things. So if you remember anything about the root word fallacy, you're going to see it live right now. So let's go ahead to the video, and I want you to look at how he ends up using this phrase here, or this word here, this compound found in Acts 10:28.
When it's phrase, it's a phrase, so it's not just one single word. So if you go back to it, yeah, I got you. It's not just one single word. So if you go to it, it says phrase is made up of multiple words. So to understand what it's saying, you go to those multiple words. It's two words. One word is another, and the second word is not ethno.
Now let's just pause. I want you to notice that right there, it is, one of another nation, and the word there in its immediate phrase is alophilos.
Now, if we want to see the word nation, you can stay in the book of Acts and you'll see the word nation saying ethnos. The thing with this word, it's the only place in the whole of the Bible where this word is used. It's not used in other places in the Bible as G Konsciousness said, every time we see it. It's only used that once, and it's built up of that phrase, and it's built up of two words. Another, and then the second part, tribe. So when you see that and it says foreign, you know that's a phrase of two words. That's why we say go up to the top where you have the two words, the two root words.
Notice he said the two root words. Now, when he clicked on, Strong's there, look at what it says, because he likes to use Strong's. And so Strong's actually says it is from G243 and G5443. And then it says foreign, i.e., specifically Gentile. That's what it says when you just go ahead and click on the word. But because he does not believe that, Cornelius was a Gentile, because he believes that Cornelius was an Israelite, and perhaps because he believes that Jesus only died for Israelites, that would mean that anytime you see any type of evangelism going on to people who are being labeled Gentiles, you have to find some way to make them not Gentile. You have to find some way to make sure that they are labeled as Israelites, no matter what kind of way that you do, even if you have to end up using root word fallacies. That is a one West position. That is the reason why they personally believe that Gentiles are actually lost Israelites. Now, let's go ahead and continue and watch what he does when he clicks on the root word of alophilos. It is G5443. Watch what happens.
Okay,
you know what's crazy though, because aphulos is also used outside of the Bible
a lot of Israelites, and that's what's crazy. So are you answering the question, G Con, or are you trying to? Yeah, let's stick to the Bible, G Con. Right. So if they so when they say that this word is only used for that, it's we let you guys talk. Go ahead, we let you guys talk. We mute our mic. So were you hold on real quick. So were you done answering the question, brother? Nah, but we were getting cut off. All right, well, go ahead, brother. Yeah, let him finish, G Con. Yeah, so that's why we said it's important to see what that phrase is made up of. So when you go up a little bit, go up above a little bit, right? So it's showing you that it's made up of two words. Where's those phrases? Where's those two words? I can't. That's right there. Oh, I can't. Okay, I just have to trust me. So the first word is the word another. That have nothing to do with nation, but that's part of the phrase, right? The second word is tribe. That's the second part of that phrase. So it can mean tribe. So that's what I'm saying. This is where my question about how you use the outline of the biblical usage comes in, because my brother tried to say that, okay, so you're saying it's only used once, right? It's only right. Yeah. It's saying right. So when he says in the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, like, so that's not in the literal definition, right? So when you try to say it means tribe, that's why I jumped in on that, right? Because so in the word itself, it can mean offshoot, i.e., race or clan, kindred or tribe. So that's why I'm trying to understand how do you use the outline here for it to mean something other than foreign? When I go to the previous outline, it means foreign. That's what I'm asking you to reconcile. That's what I'm trying to show you. It's a phrase of two words. The first word is another. Another is not the full meaning. The second word is not the full meaning. But together, that phrase is two words. Another, and then that second word is where you are now. The tribe. If you go to the second part, it shows you that in the New Testament. So when it's used in the New Testament, it means a person descendant from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, right? It also means a nation. It also means people. But it's showing you in the New Testament when it's used. I know G Con said it's used outside the Bible, but here it's telling you in the New Testament when it's used, that's what you apply. That is a person descended from Jacob, and that's what you call an Israelite.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at the issue of what he did. First off, notice that he went to not Strong's definition. He kind of played there a tiny bit when he just ended up reading things there. But he basically went to the part where it said outline of biblical usage. Let's find out what tool that is for the outline of biblical usage. I'm not sure if he knows this, but let's find out what it is. All right. This is Acts 10:28. We're going to go ahead and click on that phrase there, of another nation, and that is G246. Then after that, we're going to go ahead down and click on G5443 like he did, right? Another nation, right? So we're going to click on G5443, which is nation, right? The root word there. What do you know? The outline of the biblical usage is Thayer's Greek lexicon. So he had no clue that he was actually using Thayer's Greek lexicon. They don't actually research the tools that they're using. He didn't even realize he went from one tool to another. Now the second issue is that I do not believe they learned how to read a Strong's concordance at all. When you actually read Strong's concordance, and now this isn't the full way, but this is the way that's being shown on the screen here so far as to how the meaning breaks down here. What you have here in Strong's definition, it says from G5453 compared to G5444. And then after that, it gives a gloss definition. An offshoot, that is race or clan. Then after that, there is a colon followed by a dash. And when you see that colon dash, that means it's going to give you the English words that were rendered from the Greek or Hebrew word. So that came to what? Kindred or tribe. So those are the KJV renderings of that the Hebrew word. it comes out in the English translation as kindred or tribe, but he's reading it as if it's a continuation of a definition when it's not. So that's the first issue. Now, the other issue is this. There's three parts of this definition. 1A, and then 1A, and then 2. He's saying that right here in the New Testament, see it right here? He's saying that because he has found this as a part of the meaning, he's going to go ahead and ignore the meaning right here. And he's also going to ignore the meaning right here in 1A. He's going to ignore those two. Why? Because he has an agenda to make sure that Cornelius is an Israelite. But that's the first issue. If you're going to go ahead and say, well, look, this Thayer's definition in one subsection A says, oh, it only means in the New Testament the patriarchs of Jacob and things like that, and you ignore the other things that it could mean in part 2 there, then the issue is this. The word kindred and the word tribe are not used in always meaning or referring to the patriarchs and the 12 tribes of Jacob. That's the issue that G Con is going to push out later. Which what? Which goes to show, as I said in part 1, that the true ultimate meaning of any word is how the author is using it. That is the ultimate meaning. Lexicons can definitely give you a great variety of what the words mean, right? Just like you see here in Thayer's, which does a better job, a way better job than Strong's, because that's not what Strong's is meant for. Check part 1. But even when they end up giving certain things, you cannot simply pick out and say, well, this is what it means. Why? Because there is a part 3. There's a part 3 of, types of lexicons. One, remember I showed you in the beginning how Strong's is like a square with no color inside of it? And I said how Thayer's is much better because it is a square with gradations of colors inside of it. You're going to get a more clear definition. But then part 3 is what? Part 3, you have what is called unabridged lexicons. And that is more like a cube. It's 3D and all types of things. So we're going to go ahead and look up this word from the unabridged type lexicons. And the first one is an AMGL. An unabridged lexicon is something that's free. It's online. You guys can definitely look these up. There's an OGNT, and also there is the Thayer's unabridged lexicon, which I believe is on Bible Hub, and it's also on Blue Letter Bible. What this does is it tells you the Greek or Hebrew word. Then after that, it'll tell you the meaning of that word. Then it will show you the scriptures that bear that meaning. This is about as clear as it can get. And when things become this clear, this is a part where, now I want everyone to remember this, this is a part where you're going to see a lot more cults using Strongs. And, a lot less cults using, what I'm using right now, which is the unabridged type lexicons. Why? Because when a picture gets this clear, then all of a sudden, they don't know what to do. Now, let's go ahead and look at this. Notice that up here, it says, for the first part, it talks about, a body of men united by kinship, a clan or tribe, and then it says, of the tribes of Israel. And then after that, it gives all these 11 verses. But then, there is a second part of this meaning. And you can see here that this meaning of the word here is what? Of the tribes of the earth, the peoples of the nations. This is distinct from the tribes of Israel. In other words, what you're about to see is that G Con is right. The word tribe and kindred and nation, it's not always talking about the Israelites. No. There are times where it's talking about, tribes and every tongue and every tribe and kindred. Where it's talking about non-Israelites, just other people, period. And, the AMGL and also the OGNT, which is basically the same thing, it basically shows this. Also, there is the Thayer's unabridged lexicon, but that one isn't popping up right now. But it shows these things. And so when things become this clear, they don't like to go into these things anymore. So let's go back to GCon and let's see how he ends up proving this.
We know that the Romans had Israelites in their armies and made them centurions
And I would strongly contest him on that. There is a quote from Josephus, and you could look this up somewhere, where it speaks about, centurions and things like that, where it speaks about them um, uh, not being black or something. I'll have to go ahead and look at the quote. It was given to me by Sister Beatrice Wells, and I'm definitely going to try to get that quote for the next time. And so that brings a strong case against these Romanizing of Jewish citizens into the army. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this to, I believe it was, I think it was 402. Yeah, it's 402. We're going to start it right here. Watch this. Kindred, tribe. Keep that in mind.
Revelation 7. No, I'm just telling you, it can be used as a tribe, but it's used as kindred too. So look what it is. Look what it's used over here as kindred. Look what it says. Yeah. It says, this is Revelation 7 and 9. Okay. It says, and after this, I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and all kindreds and people and tongues. Right? That's used in Revelation 7 and 9. Then it's also used in they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies. So we see, and then it's also used in Revelation 3 and 7, was given him all over all kindreds and tongues and nations, to every nation and kindred and tongues and people. This is how it's being used here. So it's used also as the word kindred too. And so you look at kindred.
So real quick, let me interject as the moderator right quick. Look, so if I understand, let me see if I understand the brother's perspective on this right quick in terms of sharpening sword. So if I understand what you've been saying the whole time, you would read verse 7 and 9 as the goyim and then the tribes of Israel, correct? And that the goyim, even though they're being gathered with the tribes of Israel, they're still below the tribes of Israel, correct?
Which 7 and 9? Which one are you talking about?
So Revelation 7 and 9 says this: after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, all nations and kindreds, which is that word that you're talking about for tribe, and people and tongues stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. So if I understand what you're saying correctly, please correct me if I got you incorrect, okay?
Well, you wouldn't be correct, moderator, because I didn't pull that verse. He did.
No. I didn't say you quoted the verse. So I need you to hear me right quick. That's why I asked you, correct me if I'm incorrect.
You might be better off asking him about the verse he pulled. Right, I have a verse I need you to pull, but it's not that verse.
So is there an issue with me asking for clarification as the moderator?
No, but he asked the question. I mean, he pulled the verse.
Right. So
the verse I want to go to is Luke.
I'm with it. So I'm going to ask my question. We can go to that verse whenever you want to, bro. I'm trying to say.
All right.
I'm trying to see if I have your perception correct. So if I'm wrong, it's just a yes/no question, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a gotcha question. So if I have it correct, you'd be stipulating that the goyim are the people outside of Israel, that the kindreds here would be nothing but the 12 tribes of Israel, correct? So where G Konsciousness is saying that the kindreds would be like all the peoples of the earth, you're saying that they would be just the 12 tribes of Israel, correct?
No, kindred means related, like a related group of people. That's what.
Yeah, but he's citing this verse because it's that word for tribe that you're using. So I'm trying to understand, like, so if I have you correctly, you'd be saying like where he would be stipulating it means all the peoples of the earth. Where it says kindred, you would say that no, that's just the 12 tribes of Israel. We're talking about the kindreds, correct? If I have that incorrect, no, that's fine. That's why I know if I have it right or wrong.
All right, you may have it wrong, but let's go to the verse I want to go to.
Notice that he's avoiding the question. And notice that he's saying to the moderator, you may have it wrong. The question is, no, sir, is it possible that you may have it wrong? That's the thing. But he's not willing to be honest to say that. He has to say, no, what you're saying of me, or what you're saying, what this means, according to how your understanding of what I'm saying it means, might be wrong. That's what he's saying. But he will never come up front and say, I might be wrong. You're right about how you have my position, and therefore I might be wrong. No, he's not willing to say that.
Okay, right, so, right. Is you gonna answer the question, though?
Yeah, I just answered him. I said he might. He said, "Do I have it right or wrong?" So he might have
it wrong.
No, you see, that's the thing. He was asked just now by G Con, is he going to go ahead and answer the question? And he said he did answer the question. But if you listen carefully, you'll notice that he didn't answer the question. He simply said, no, moderator, you may be wrong. No, the question was, could you possibly be wrong? That's the question.
So, hold on. I don't know what I'm talking. I'm talking to the moderator. I'm talking to G Con. So to keep it clear, because I'm trying to figure out because I'm asking the same question he asked me. When it says kindred here, are you saying kindred is just referring to Israel, or is it referring to all people, all kindreds of all people?
All right. It says nations and kindred. So you have different nations there, and you also have different kindreds there within nations.
The nations, right?
Right. Different kindred just means it can be the same group of people. That's what a kindred is. Same like a tribe.
Notice again, he is not answering the question.
Same group of people. That's all it means. A kindred is the same group of people. You might not be my kindred, but kindred is the same group of people. A tribe is the same group of people. That's why they can be used interchangeably. But the verse I want to go to, if the moderator don't mind, is Luke 2:36.
At this point, I'm going to go ahead and put a pause to this, and I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I think it's abundantly clear of what everyone is seeing. Now, just to let you guys know, um, this is, like I said, just the beginning. I really cannot wait to show you guys all of the sources that I use. I want to go ahead and share them with you all. These are things that I've been sitting on for quite some time, and so when I end up giving any kind of interpretation from the Bible, it comes from a variety of very sharp sources. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and end this. I hope that this has been a blessing to you all, and I encourage you guys to go beyond Strong's concordance, because that's exactly what it is. It's a concordance. It's not a dictionary. It's definitely not a lexicon. It's definitely not an unabridged lexicon. It's none of those things. It gives a gloss definition, a glossary, which is entirely different from a dictionary. It is one dimensional. Thayer's Greek is more two dimensional. At least you have some meanings there, and it's very much more clear, like Brown, Java, and Briggs, and I was showing that in the last video as well. And then finally, there's three dimensional, unabridged lexicons. And just for good measure, um, let's go ahead and look up what the word unabridged actually means. Let's see. I'm going to go to my Webster's here. I'm going to type in unabridged. After this, we'll end the video. Oh, look at that. Unabridged, not abridged, not shortened. In other words, it's an extensive definition. It means not shortened, full length, uncut. A dictionary that has not been shortened by the omitting terms or definitions. A comprehensive dictionary. A lexicon. So, that is what the word unabridged means. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful day.